Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So today guys, I've got a couple of cars coming in for some repairs. One of them is a Ford Fiesta and it's got a misfire on cylinder 4, I think she told me, cylinder 4. So we're going to investigate that, see if we can get down to the bottom of the cause of the misfire. You know, I'm hoping for the customer that it's just going to be a spark plug, a lead, coil pack, something like that. But it may be something a little bit more serious, like head gasket. I don't know. I don't want to say that. But we're going to do some checks for her. We're going to find out. But my fingers are crossed for her that it's going to be something really simple. Because, yeah, she needs the car. The other car that's coming in is a Fiat 500. Now, this car has had an M.O.T failure on quite a few things, bits and pieces on the back and the front of the car. So I'm going to be doing that for her today as well. We're going to start it anyway, and we'll just see how far we get into the repairs. So let's bring in the first one and we'll go from there. So let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, we've got a little Fiat 500 in the workshop first of all today. The Fiesta is being dropped off in about an hour's time, and I'll show you what's going on with that a little bit later. Let me explain what is going on with this one. So this is a M.O.T failure on the normal things, really. I've got to be honest, it's just normal wear and tear that happens with these Fiat 500s and Ford KAs. Same things. Lower control arms, both sides, failed, which is quite a biggish job, really. I've got to be honest. The whole front bumper's got to come off to get to the lower beams. So you have to remove those to get to the bolt that's holding in part of the lower control arm. So there's quite a bit of work involved, a bit of stripping down to do and stuff like that. But we've done loads of these, so it shouldn't be any problem. So that's the front. On the rear, we've got both shocks have failed and both springs are fouled. Well, I'm going to do them anyway because one of them's completely fouled and the other one's, I think one's broken, one's fractured or something he said. So the MOT's guy told her. I've got a report, but I just think just replace both of them and then it's done then. So this is what we're going to do this morning first thing. So let's get set up and start on the front end first, and then we'll just see how we go. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys, do you know what? It's not that bad. I've done a few of these now. So I know exactly what size bolts or what, you know, they're 15mm bolts coming out of there, 18mm bolts coming up from underneath. I just know, yeah, I've just done so many of these now. It just, the more you do, the quicker it becomes. So, got the old ones off. These are the old ones here. This ball joint ain't that bad, I've got to be honest. There's still a little bit of toughness to it. But is that the reason why that they it's sort of pulling out? So that's the reason why it failed on that side. This side, yeah, definitely loose. That yeah, ball joint. So that's the reason why it was done. I have got this one for the driver's side, which is the new one, but they didn't deliver the other side, which is the passenger. I don't know why they didn't deliver. They're normally spot on, the company that I use for parts. Absolutely bang on. For some reason, they missed the passenger side one. But, you know, we can just crack on now with this side, just to see how far we get. I've got a funny feeling, a real funny feeling, they're going to go back and then I'm going to get a call and they're going to say they haven't got them in stock. Not unless I ordered it at the same time as someone else had ordered it. They only had one in stock, got confused, and you know, unfortunately for me, the other garage, whoever ordered the other part, or whoever ordered the last one, has took it, and now there isn't one. So I'm just waiting for them to get back to me to let me know what is going on with this side, and I hope it's a case of they've got it there and they can just run it out to me. Otherwise, the car is stuck until I get this side control arm. Don't really even want to move on to the back until we've done the front, so I can spin the car around. We could do these shocks and these springs at the back here. But like I said, I don't want to do the back until I can spin it around. So I'm hopefully they give me a call soon. But let's crack on with the driver's side, because we've got that one. Let's put all that back together, put all this one back on, build this one back up, put the beam back in place, do all that sort of side of it, and then we can just do the passenger side when hopefully it turns up pretty soon. So, yeah, let's get set back up and put this new one back in. So, let's do this. Right, okay, guys, there we go. That is that side all put back together. Nice and new wishbone in there. Weren't too bad, actually. These are quite easy to actually put in and put out. Some of them are really tight, and you've got this, obviously, the joints and the some of them are right pain. But this one, on the Fiat 500 and KAs, they're not that bad. So I've actually left these two bolts loose that goes underneath to hold this bar. I've left that one loose, and I've left these two loose because I can't put this bar on until you've done both sides. So, yeah, I've got to leave it off for the moment until we get these bolts in here. And then once I get these bolts in here and that's it, that's in the correct position, you do it up tight. And once you've done these ones up tight, then you can go back and then you can do up all these. Because if I do them up there tight, that might not be in the right position. You see what I mean? So I'm just going to leave it. Possibly could put the bolts through now and hold it in place. But I just think let's just wait for the bar to go on. And then there's no, I'm not going backwards then on what I'm doing if there's a problem. So, but anyway, that's that. I have spoken to the parts company that I got that from, waiting for the passenger side one to turn up. And they're saying that they're still looking for it. So, yeah, I've got a real funny feeling that they've misplaced it or they've double booked it. Something like that's happened and they ain't actually got one for me. So, which is a bit of a pain, really. I'd rather tell them the truth. Tell me the truth and then I can work something out. But luckily, we have got the Fiesta that's turned up with the misfire problem. So let's get this Fiesta in here and we can have a good look at that, find out what's going on, plug the computer in, try and work out if we can sort that Fiesta out for us. So, but for now, we'll have to sort of just leave the Fiat 500 as it is, basically. But, we're getting there slowly, but we're getting there. Just a little bit frustrating. Anyway, let me get the Fiesta in, guys, and then I'll explain what's going on with that one. So let's do this. Right, so guys, got this Fiesta in. She's saying that it's got a misfire. It's a 2009 Fiesta 1.2, or it could be a 1.4. This is the titanium, I think, as well. So it might be a 1.4. Let me have a quick check. Yeah, titanium. Don't know. I'm not sure. I think they did the automatic. When it's a Fiesta automatic, then it was a 1.4. But this could be a 1.2. But I'm not sure, guys. But the engine looks the same on a few of them. So she's saying that she's getting a juddiness as she's driving it. Apparently, her husband plugged in a computer and it said misfire on cylinder 4. So sounds like an air leak to me. No, it's not an air leak. I'll tell you what it is. It's a bearing. First of all, I thought it was an air leak. It does kind of, for a minute, it does kind of sound like an air leak, and I thought it might have been the issue here, but it's not. I think that alternator bearing is spinning, and it's that's the noise you can hear. So it's not that. Let me see it revs up okay. Yeah. Do you know what? It revs up okay, It definitely sounds a bit. Maybe it's just that bearing then. No, I don't know. Right, I think what we're going to do now is plug the computer in. How many miles has it done? 122,228 miles. 122,000 miles. So, yeah, it is definitely up there when it comes to the mileage. But let's get the computer set up. I'll scan it, and then I'll come back and let you know what I find. So let's do that now. Right, okay, guys, I've all plugged up, got the computer set up, and these are the codes that are coming up. I've already checked it's this one at the top here. So let's go into that one. Read the codes. Yes. Okay. Yes. So this is what's coming up on the computer. It's just got to do the checks. So the computer now is, doing all the checks and going through the system and seeing what is the faults on the car. The engine management light is not coming up on the dash, but it is stored in here, and it does rev up okay. And when I drove it into here, I didn't feel no misfire or anything. So you can see it's just there. We're getting these codes, and it's there. Detected, misfire detected, cylinder 4. So cylinder 4 is this one at the end. This one's 4. So what I want to try and do, it could be the coil pack, or it could be just a lead, or it could be just the spark plug in there. So what I want to try and do is strip it all down, maybe swap over the spark plugs. I don't think I've got any new ones, but even if I swap it to the front, to cylinder 1, and then just do these kind of tests, and then try and sort of pinpoint, what it's coming from. So if I swap over the spark plugs, and then I'll plug it back in, or take it for a test drive, and then it tells me it's cylinder 1, then I know that the spark plug is causing the misfire. Or we can rule that out. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously the lead as well. I've got another lead. I think I've got a spare set of leads, so I might just swap that lead out, and see if that's the problem. Or like I said, it might actually be the coil pack, which is that square box there. Again, I think I've got one of those, but it's only like a second out. It's not new, but at least then it will. I'm just trying to pinpoint and trying to really sort of get into it to see why we're getting a misfire on cylinder 4. And yeah, I'll strip it all down and check down the channels as well to make sure that it's all good. And then yeah, we'll just have to do that. So I'll set you up. Let's just get into this and then just see how what we can sort out. So yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, I think I found the problem. So yeah, just by having a look down there and taking out the spark plugs, I've come across that we've got a leaking cam cover gasket. And what happens is there's 2 channels inside the cam. Inside the cam cover, there's 2 channels where the spark plugs sit, and there's a line between here, separates the 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. That separates those with a channel, and you can see that we're getting oil down there. This side is not that bad. it don't seem to be leaking as bad. It is doing it very, very slightly, but it looks like it's just only started to do that. But this side is definitely the worst, and that's cylinder 4 right there. So let me show you the state of these spark plugs. So there we go, and that one is cylinder 4. The absolute state of that plug, look, no wonder it is misfiring, because that is not spark. I guarantee that's not sparking correctly or enough or whatever, but it's definitely the original spark plugs. So I can see Formico written on there. So these spark plugs have done 122,000 miles, which is madness, really. It's too much. It's too much for spark plugs. So I'm going to get a quote for some spark plugs, the cam cover gasket for the customer. Change all those over, and then fingers crossed for her. That should hopefully solve it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the leads or the I can't remember what it's called now. I did say it earlier, didn't I? Pack. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I've got a funny feeling this is our issue. But it's the cam cover gasket that's leaking oil into those channels, which pushing then down into the spark plugs, which is causing, I believe, the misfire. So that's where we are with this one. I'm going to speak to the customer, get some prices. I'm going to order the parts. Hopefully they'll turn up today. If they don't, it's no big problem. We can deal with it tomorrow or whatever. But the parts company have delivered now the other side, lower control arm, and the 2 rear springs for the back. Excuse me. I had to sneeze then. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so we can now fit this one on the passenger side on the Fiat 500. Get that done. And then once that's done, we can build up the front end, put the bumper back on, put all that back together, and then spin the car around, and then start work on these these springs. The shocks are still on their way, because the parts company that I got these parts from was too expensive for the shocks. It's really weird the way some companies charge different prices for the same part, more or less. So I'll try to get the best price I can for her, and this is how it had to happen. The shocks come from somewhere else, and the springs and the lower control arms come from another place. Yeah, so it is what it is. So bear with me for the moment. I'll get this organised and sorted out, and then we're going to jump back on this and continue with the Fiat 500. It's becoming a very, very busy day today. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's do this. Right, guys, yeah, I spoke to the customer on the Fiesta, and she was just like, yeah, if you can just crack on with it and get it done for us, that'd be great. So I thought, do you know what? Let's just get it stripped down so we can have a good look at inside. You know, I've got a little bit of work to clean up inside there and stuff like that. So whilst the parts are being brought out to me, I thought I'll strip this cam cover off, have a look at that. First of all, it is definitely the issue. That's more or less, that gasket is more or less flush with the actual cam cover, and it shouldn't really be like that, guys. It's definitely leaking in between as well, not necessarily around the edges. I don't think it's happened. I think it's there, because obviously that point there is causing the issue when it comes to going into the spark plugs. Normally it's behind here that it leaks, the cam cover, and then oil just drips down there, but it doesn't seem to be that in that case. But let me just show you inside there. Yeah, so you can see that, you know, the oil is obviously leaking between these two channels here and going inside those two channels there where the spark plug's sitting. It looks horrendous, doesn't it? You know, and that's obviously the reason why. This side ain't that bad. It's just starting to go. You can see that one's probably the cleanest one at the end, and that one's the worst one on this end. So yeah, so I've got a little bit of cleaning to do, clean it all up. We've got new spark plugs going in, new cam cover gasket going on, and then put it all back together, and our fingers crossed for them that that's the issue. I believe it is. It seems to be pinpointing, you know, that in that direction, because it was cylinder 4 that had the misfire, and that's the worst spark plug I've probably ever seen, I've got to be honest. So, and obviously if you go across here, this spark plug is probably the cleanest out of all of them, and that makes sense when you go and look in the channel. That side was the cleanest and that side was the dirtiest, and that's where we're getting misfire. But eventually what would have happened is that it would have got so bad that they wouldn't have been able to start the engine. You wouldn't be able to get a spark. It wouldn't be running right. It'll be, you know, it'll just cause absolute chaos. So I don't want to say that it's lucky that they caught it now, because like you just never know. But it's just a good job that you just, you know, get it dealt with. If you feel like there's a problem with the car, or it's not sluggish, or something's, you know, not quite right, just get it dealt with and get it in to see someone. And this is what they've done. So I'm going to set you up, guys. We're going to clean all that up. And then once I've done that, I don't think the parts will be turning up in time. So I think we'll clean this up. Once we've done that, we'll jump over there. We'll continue with the Fiat 500 until these parts turn up. And then we'll just jump in between and get these two jobs done as much as we can today. So I'll set you back up. Let's do this. Right, guys, well, there we go. That is the front end of the Fiat 500 all done. It does take time doing those lower control arms, wishbones, it does. But yeah, got there in the end. Now I can spin the car around, drive it out, pull it back in, and then, yeah, so we've got the back end on this side to do the rear end on that car. But for the moment, I want to switch back to the Fiesta because I have now received new spark plugs, and we've got a new cam cover gasket. So we can probably just build this back up now. I've cleaned it. That's nice and tidy in there. Sorry, I ain't got a torch, but yeah, it's all nice and tidy in there, all cleaned up. So we can now just put it all back together. So yeah, now let's jump on this Fiesta. I'll set you up, and then yeah, we'll put all this back in. So yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, there we go. It is all back together, the Fiesta. New pad, new spark plugs, and new cam cover gasket in there as well. All I've got to do now is go into the computer, clear all the codes, get rid of all the stuff, which I've already locked up, so you can see it there. So all I'm going to do is just a quick erase. And that is just going to clear everything out of the system. Anything else that's left, it might have something to do with the stereo or a door module or anything like that. But let's have a look. Okay, so you can see now that's all clear. No codes are coming up on the computer. So I think the only really way to way to you know, is to drive it around. Is take it for a test drive, bring it back, see what it's like, and then yeah, just see if it'll throw the code back up. But you know, it feels okay. It's revving up nice, but it was revving up nice before. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure this is going to help. I'm sure this is going to be the problem. So, oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, let me just take it for a quick test drive, and then I'll come back, and I'll let you know. I'll show you the results and let you know what's going on. So bear with me for now, and I'll see you in a bit. Guys, I am back from the test drive with the Fiesta, and absolutely spot on. Did not miss a beat. I'm getting when you're driving it, getting no misfires with no problems and no issues. And I've just rescanned it, and there you go. No codes coming up on the computer, which is good. It means it's resolved. It means we've sorted it. And yeah, it drives really, really nice. And I did drive it before I did all the repairs, and I could, as you're putting your foot down in second, third gear, you can feel like it just is holding back. It's like, you know what I mean? You're putting your foot down, but it's really slow and nothing's kind of happening. It's so definitely was misfiring. But now, after that test drive, it was absolutely spot on. And there you go, all clear. So another job is done for a customer. I think she's going to come and collect this tomorrow. But yeah, I've run out of time today to continue with that Fiat 500. I think we'll do is we'll work on that tomorrow. I've got another job coming in as well, which is I think a transit custom is coming in for a service and some other little repairs. So I think we'll leave it there. We've done enough for today. Well, I have anyway. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm going to go home and have something to eat and have a nice shower. Nice and fresh, ready for tomorrow. And yeah, we'll crack on with this one. On the other end, I'll swap it over. I'll turn it around and we'll do it tomorrow. But for today, that's it, guys. That's the end of today's video. We managed to get this one sorted. The Fiesta is all completed and all done. And we managed to get those lower wishbones all changed on the front end of the Fiat 500. So, yeah, don't forget, guys, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. How have I done today? Give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate the support. And I'll see you tomorrow in the next one. Thanks for watching and take care.